Lesson 308. This instant is the only time there is. I love that lesson. Welcome to the Qigong support for A Course in Miracles students. My name is Judith and this is the Lucid Mind Center. The reason why this is called Qigong support is because at the end I'm going to guide you to Qigong classes which are going to help you integrate and understand this lesson better. I'm inviting you here into my garden. I guess you can see my garden here mirrored. And I think it's a very interesting effect is because that's what we see is mirroring our thoughts. All that we perceive in that field of perception is mirroring of what we actually think, or mirroring of what we wish and will. These are the effects what we see. And so I really like this mirror effect for reminding us about how powerful our mind is and what perception truly is. Let's begin reading our lesson together and see what comes up. Lesson 308. This instant is the only time there is. I have conceived of time in such a way that I defeat my aim. If I elect to reach past time to timelessness, I must change my perception of what time is for. Time's purpose cannot be to keep the past and the future one. So the past purpose and the future purpose. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now, in this instant. For in this instant has forgiveness come to set me free. The birth of Christ is now. That second coming is now, is in the now. Without a past or future, He has come to give His present blessing to the world, restoring it to timelessness and love. And love is ever present here and now. And there's a very short prayer which goes like this. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in Him. So this instant really is the only time there is. And we got to create these moments in time where we actually remember that this instant is the only time it is. That's why we are meditating. That's why we are moving our body. That's why we are eating. When we're eating, we want to be present at eating. When we are drinking, we want to be present in the eating. When we are walking, we want to be present in our walk. When we are talking, we want to be present in our talk. And a lot of the problems which are happening in our world and which is happening to people is that they're never present in this instant. Their mind is focused on the past, on the purpose of the past, and the mind is focused on the purpose of the future, but never on the purpose of the now. And the purpose of the now is to remember who you truly are, who that I am is, who the Creator is, and what is His will, as we did yesterday. What is the will of our Creator? What does He want for us? And if I am the expression of my Creator, if I'm the extension of that Creator, shall I not really have the same will as Him, as we did yesterday? So where do I remember this will? Where is it? Where can I recognize this will? Exactly. It's only in this present moment. It's in this holy instant. And this Christ's second coming happens in this holy instant, happens in this now. So we want to return into this now. We want to dwell in this moment in time. We want to understand that this is really what life is about. And we know that. That's why we're working to go on holidays, and because then we're enjoying those 2 weeks on holiday and say, oh, that is it now. But it's not about those 2 weeks holiday. It's about enjoying every moment of your day, every moment of your year, every moment of your life. And then once we have understood that, is to pass that on to the next generation, to the people who are around us. That is what the teacher of God or a teacher of miracles does. It is passing on, remembering for themselves, and then with their presence, giving permission to the people who are around us to want it for them as well. desiring that wish, remembering who they are, and remembering that this is also their wish. Let's read the lesson one more time with this idea and this thought and this awareness in our mind. And afterwards I'm going to guide you to the Qigong classes. Remember, in the Qigong class I'm going to ask you to read the idea. This instant is the only time there is, and today we really want to experience it. And also read the prayer. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in Him. This is what you want to read, the idea and the prayer. When I prompt you, when I remind you in the class to do that, and then allow yourself to sink into this awareness and explore how that feels. So with this idea in mind, let's read the lesson one more time. This instant is the only time there is. I have conceived of time in such a way that I defeat my aim. If I elect to reach past time to timelessness, I must change my perception of what time is for. Time's purpose cannot be to keep the past purpose or the future purpose. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now. For in this instant has forgiveness come to set me free. The birth of Christ is now, without a past or future. He has come to give His present blessing to the world, restoring it to timelessness and love. Restoring the world to timelessness and love. That's what we want to do. That's why we are here. This is the will of God. Timelessness and love and joy and happiness and kindness. And love is ever present here and now. And the prayer goes like this. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in Him. Because that world which we are feeling and experiencing in us is what is reflected back to us through that mirror. It's that field, which I call the field of influence. It's that torus around you, all around you, always staying the same. That's what you see in the world around you. This is what is projecting out your state of mind, what you see in it. Like, for example, in this garden, I can focus on all the leaves, and that there is actually not a really nice spot where I can record a lesson, for example, or I can focus on how peaceful it actually is and all the work which has gone into it. And it's not perfect, but it is our family home. So it's good enough for me, because all I need to do is experience the peace. You see? So it's a question of what do we want to focus on? And we want to focus on the peace. We want to realize that the joy and happiness is in this instant, and if we discover the joy and timelessness and happiness in this particular instant, that is what we are going to find in the world. This is what it will be mirrored to us. I hope that makes sense to you. Let me know. Today I invite you to a class without words, where you just practice the Qigong, where you just return back. So it's called Badwanjin, the 8 silk brocades. You can put your book next to it if you want to read the idea and the prayer, and then just enjoy the class, enjoy the movement, enjoy the moving meditation. So here you have got the 8 silk brocades, quiet class without instructions. Here you have another class which I think could be interesting for you today. Here you have got the reading of What is the Second Coming, and here you have a list of Qigong classes if you would like to do another one. Love, light and chi to you.